Hey, what's up, cosmic stars? May the 4th be with you. Hope you guys are all doing well. And I wanted to talk to you about if you aren't, okay? Because let's talk about it. It's still, that first week. Have you felt it? The energy is kind of like ramping up, right? You feel it all around you and you're able to suddenly get things done. You're getting things moving. And the energy seems to be ramping up, but you're still kind of like cattle stuck in the gate and you're like, ugh. Oh my gosh, I don't want to, I don't want to, but you do want to. Or some of you out there are receiving some surprising news, some shocking news. And I figured that would be a good place to start with this reading. So let's go ahead and see what do we do when we get shocking news? How can we respond better, and where can we go from here? So go ahead and pick shock 1, 2, or 3 and listen to the corresponding message to hear what we can do about it. Okay, starting with shock number 1. Okay, for those of you who've received shock number 1, how you guys deal with shocking news and difficult times of turbulence is rather methodical and practical. You have a more easy time when things become uncertain or unstable, and you can navigate these times a little bit easier than maybe some other people. You come at things from a pragmatic approach, and you're able to step back to fully observe the damage before making any real plan of attack. So there's a real pause and, oh, okay, all right, I need to go ahead and I need to do this and I need to do that. But you make sure that you're taking stock of all of this prior to jumping in and making that plan. So there's that patience that's needed. There's that pause that, okay, if I plan, I will have a much better outcome. And this is a really great approach, especially when we're trying to navigate challenging seas and difficult moments. The more calm and the more serene we can be, the easier and the less challenging these possibilities that come up in these, more uncertain moments become. All right. And then for those of you who've picked shock number 2, you guys have a harder time with it. I would say you guys have a difficult time blaming yourself or feeling inadequate, feeling insecure or unstable. And it comes down to a bit of a detriment to yourself, where you really do take an emotional hit when shock happens. It does feel like you kind of lose yourself and there's a bit of an imbalance. So I would take more of a practical approach and understand that the shock that comes in is for your better good, right? There might be a reason for it, right? Sometimes we need things to come in and shake us out of our previous existence, our previous reality. Maybe that wasn't good for us, or that needed to change, or just that change in general, for good or bad, needs to happen. So there needs to be less of a toll on yourself that it takes, a personal hit, and one more from a pragmatic point of view. So we aren't so hard on ourselves emotionally when things do seem to just kind of shake up out of the blue. All right, and shock number 3. Okay, for those of you who picked shock number 3, you guys are at a really big turning point where you are starting to really overcome a major fear or anxiety or situation that has previously made you feel really uncertain or really uncomfortable, or just kind of been hard to deal with. And that fear, even though it was a challenge, it was a lesson that brought you to this place now where you're able to hang it up and say, I've learned from that, I've grown from that, I have strength from that, and you feel a lot more stable and strong within how you feel now. So there's a there's a stronger version of you that's emerging from this place of newness. And you really should be quite proud of how much you've accomplished in having to embrace these changes, in having to let go of where you've come from, because it was a really difficult thing to encounter and let go of and embrace and, accept and move on from. So now that you're there, you are embracing this change and moving and growing in exceptional ways. which is allowing for new growth to come in and renewed strength. So, all in all, it's about balance. It comes down to being pragmatic, to not taking the emotional hit, and to understanding that sometimes when we are afraid of fear, the best thing that we can do for ourselves is to recognize that there is a fear and start to work on letting it go. Sometimes shock comes in, and it's easiest to take a step back and realize, what can we do to fully assess the damage prior to jumping in and taking a hit out on ourselves. Okay. All right, guys, stay positive, stay focused. The new moon is on the 7th and good things are coming. Don't forget, the treasure map reading is still $44, and it is jam-packed with all sorts of incredible information, and it is a real opportunity before the price goes up to get some in-depth knowledge on May, on your relationships, on your career and finances, especially while we are in Taurus season, which is all about balance, home, and your career life. And don't forget that I am doing a candle sale for the new moon to bolster how big this conjunction is going to be on the 18th. So if you want to get that started, reach out to me now so we can get that going. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye for now.